Hey, this is Mike with the One Stop Co-op Shop with another episode of Shelf Life, where I look back at games I covered 6 or 7 months ago and let you know whether they're still in my collection. And this month I'm looking back at the end of last year, December of 2023. No crowdfunding games this month, just a ton of retail releases. Let's see which of them had shelf life. So the first game I'm looking back at is Noobs in Space. This is a sort of unlock escape room-ish game of solving puzzles with limited communication between players where they have cards in their hand and they have to kind of communicate about their cards to each other. I thought this was a lot of fun. If you like Unlock or Exit or those kind of games, you might really like this one too. But it is the type of game that once you've played it, you've seen all the bells and whistles and excitement it has to offer. So I did trade this on to somebody else after I finished. Next is Miss over Carcassonne, which is a cooperative and solo game of the tile-laying series Carcassonne. I'm not really as high on tile layers as I once was. I used to love Carcassonne, and now I don't find it very exciting to play. And this one I actually found actively frustrating with the ghost mechanics, and it seemed much more swingy and random with how ghost tiles came out and what shapes were available than other versions. And also the co-op is basically just solo where you're sharing tiles. There's not really much about actual cooperation here, and there's a lot of alpha player possibilities. So yeah, as you can tell, not a big winner for me. Definitely called Miss over Carcassonne. Clank Catacombs, on the other hand, is a keeper for me. I've been a sometimes fan of the Clank deck building adventure series. Catacombs is by far the best one in the series for me, mainly because of the new, more varied building of the dungeon each time you play. I also think the solo campaign that is app integrated is fine. I'm not saying you should really buy the game for solo play, but if you think you'll play it some for competitive, it is a nice bonus. So yeah, Clank Catacombs is a keep. A few more in this group. Next was Almost Innocent. This is a cooperative deduction game, sort of like Clue in a cooperative fashion, where you are trying to eliminate options by asking questions on these boards. I really did like the simultaneous clue giving in this one, how you are asking questions not only to help yourself, but also to give information to others. I thought it was pretty good for families and for gamers. That said, it's not quite on the level of other games like this, like Hanabi and Paint the Roses. I think I like all those better. So I didn't end up keeping it, but I still think Almost Innocent is a pretty decent recommend. Fifth in this group is Priorities. This is one where you're trying to guess how others will prioritize things. So it's one of those social kind of partyish games. It was fine. My kids and I had a decent time with it. There are just way, way, way better and superior social games for my taste. This one didn't hold our interest that long. And, the cards started feeling a little repetitive pretty quickly. So not a strong recommend for us and my group. We did not end up keeping Priorities. And finally, the last one in this set is Turbo Kidz. This is a cooperative or competitive game where you have one person drawing on a board, like I'm showing right now on screen, and one person steering and actually seeing because the other person is blindfolded. It is a fun gimmick. The items you can equip and like the different tracks that add different effects can be a lot of fun. My kids and I had a blast with this one. I didn't end up keeping it because once the gimmick was done, my kids wanted to play other things, but I do think some groups will absolutely love this one and can be a bit of fun. So that's Turbo Kidz, another call, which means the only keep from the first group in the contest was Clank Catacombs. Going to our other group for the month, first is Twilight Struggle Red Sea. This is the much quicker, much simpler version of Twilight Struggle. You can play it in like 45 minutes, and it also has a solo mode, which Twilight Struggle does not have, and I think this one is a ton of fun. I've played it competitive, I've played it solo, and had a blast with it both ways. So this one is a keep for now, starting off the second group with a positive spin. And going a very different direction with war games, next is Blitzkrieg. And yeah, this one is kind of its main thing is that it's quick and light. And that being said, I'd rather play Twilight Struggle Red Sea. If I'm going to play a war game, I'd rather play one of the great, like, quicker solo war games that's a bit deeper. Or if I'm going to play, like, a competitive game with my kids, I have other games that I much prefer than this one. Don't get me wrong, it's fun. It's a little bit random. It's a little bit silly. There are some nice tactics in there. The solo bot works okay. It's not great, but it's certainly passable. But yeah, Blitzkrieg was just all right for us, and that was a cull. And man, copy and paste everything I just said about Blitzkrieg and get it right in here. Pocket Paragons. It's a decent little combat system. The entire game takes like 5 minutes to play. But again, similar to Blitzkrieg, if I'm going to play a 1v1 fighting game that takes 5 minutes and is very light, why don't I just play for 10 minutes and play Exceed or, 15 minutes or 20 minutes or play Soccer Arms or play BattleCon or all the other fighting games that I love a lot more than this one. Now, the nice thing for this one is that it does have a solo mode out of the box, and it's decent. It's not great. But, I've developed solo modes for all those games I just mentioned, so I'd much rather play my own solo modes, which are a lot deeper and more thought-provoking, I think, than this one. But Pocket Paragons is faster than those, cheaper than those, and again, has a built-in solo that's official. So if you like that, maybe check it out, but it was a cull for me. Next is Sleeping Gods Distant Skies, and this is one of those sort of mea culpa ones. I did talk about this a bit on the podcast, but I played through the campaign halfway when I did my review, and I gushed about the game, and I was, trying to rush it because it was the end of the year, and I was trying to get it out when it first came around. But yes, as I played more and got past the halfway point, oh man, kind of like the original Sleeping Gods got a little flawed and frustrating the more I played. In that case, because it would reset your progress in annoying ways and have you go through like the same fights over and over. Sleeping Gods Distant Skies, they overcorrected and tried to make the game a little bit easier, and they made it way too easy in like a really kind of silly level way. And I think there are variants to fix that, and then they have like an official veteran difficulty mode. But yes, at this point, I still think the story is pretty fun, and it's got some fun gameplay, but it's hard to recommend this one over better balanced adventure games with really great narratives too. So Sleeping Gods Distant Skies, sorry, you're a call. And very last one is another family one. I think I did a group family video for all these. This is Magic Rabbit or Magic Rabbits. This one you are trying to find the rabbits cooperatively and then put them in the right order. And there are also like these doves and things that are blocking you. And this one actually has a lot of cool things going on because as you play more, you unlock more modules that change up the gameplay. I mean, it's still a limited communication, like simple puzzle where you're just trying to do something that seems very obvious, but because of limited communication and the obstacles in your way, it can actually be pretty challenging. We had fun with it. It was not a keeper for me, but I don't really have any major complaints. So that means that in the second group, the only keeper is Twilight Struggle Red Sea. So just 2 games kept for this entire month. So yeah, a harsh month, 11 games covered and only 2 of them kept. But let's get to the contest results and see which of you were able to predict my decisions. So looking at Group 1, Clank Catacombs, which was the correct answer, got 77% of the vote. Nice job, everybody there. Noobs in Space was the next closest with only 24%. And then we go down from there. Kids got 18%. Miss over Carcassonne, only 14%. Almost Innocent, only 6%. And Priorities, only 4%. So most of you did great in Group 1. But then we get to Group 2, and it is not so pretty. The highest voted game was Sleeping Gods, which 51% of you said, and that's wrong. Twilight Struggle Red Sea, the correct answer, only got 36%, only about a third of you. Blitzkrieg also got about a third. Pocket Paragons down to 17. And Magic Rabbit, only 5% of you thought I would keep it. And that brings us to our potential winners. We've got Andy, Brian, Joseph, Derek, Emily, Frank, Greg, Jesus, Andy, Michael, and Ryan. And here's the breakdown. Andy is a Patreon supporter, so they get a double chance to win. I'm going to roll a D12 and see who gets it. And here we go. We got an 8, which means Greg G, is the winner. So I'll be reaching out to you to see which game you want for my collection. And to the rest of you, great job. And thanks to everybody for entering. Don't forget to click on the link in the video to enter next month's contest. We'll see you next time for more Shelf Life.